So I want to play for you guys Senator Mitch McConnell, who did the thing again where he just completely froze up during a press conference. And honestly, this was this afternoon in Kentucky. And honestly, this could not have come at a worse time because he was literally being asked about running again in 2026. And he needed a reboot, I guess. Watch.
What are my thoughts about what?
Running for re-election in 2026.
That's
Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026? All right, I'm sorry, you all. We're going to need a minute. Senator.
That is not right. That is the Microsoft blue screen of death. That is.
okay.
It is very sad.
Somebody else have a question? Please speak up.
So I agree with you, Jason. It is sad. However, it is also enraging to me for multiple different reasons. Number one, as we saw there, and as we saw the last time he did it back in July, which I want to play for a second, here in a second, nobody gives him medical attention. They instead prop him up there, finish the press conference, and I don't even know if they go to the hospital at that point again, which, I mean, if you see someone who's in the middle of a medical event, I don't know if it's a stroke. I don't know. Clearly something is going on. You need to get them to a doctor as soon as possible. And sometimes they can even reverse potential damage if it were a stroke or something like that. These people are so invested in power that they parade him around at the expense of his own health because they just don't want to relinquish control. I want to play here just in case. I don't think anyone missed it, but in case you missed it the first time around in July, here was the first time we saw Mitch McConnell just completely freeze up in the middle of a press conference.
Bipartisan cooperation and a string of
mid-sentence. Same thing happens. A staffer comes up.
Are you good, Mitch?
Okay, Mitch.
There's something seriously wrong with this man.
Anything else to the press?
All right, that's enough. It's sad, but that is why you retire, live out the remaining time that you have with your family, and let go of the power. I'm sick of it. I don't care whose side it is. I don't care if it's Dianne Feinstein or John Fetterman, who isn't that old, but clearly is not with it. If it's Joe Biden, whoever it is, Mitch McConnell, I don't care what letter you have at the end of your name in politics. If you are not fit for the job, you need to leave.
Yeah, it looks like little, I'm not a doctor, obviously, but it looks like, little micro strokes.
Like a mini stroke.
That's what it looks like, yeah. It's clear especially on this one, from the aide that comes in, it's clear that they're not surprised.
They know. She knows.
This is not a new thing. So if he's doing this out on camera, how many times is he doing this in private, in meetings, all that stuff?
She just says, we're going to need a minute.
Yep. They all know there's a procedure for it. I don't even really know who to blame here. I know a lot of people share blame.
Right. I agree.
But his family needs to be telling him, look, enough is enough. You're done. They need to put their foot down for one. But you're absolutely right. Think about all the echelons of power within the GOP that are involved here. You've got the RNC, you've got all the heavy hitters within the Republican Party who do not want to relinquish that amount of experience in the Senate. They don't want to give it up. You bring in a new person, they've got to start all over for committees and all that stuff. This system is just so jacked. It's I've said this before, but I think it's one of the founders, I think, were divinely inspired in a lot of the creation of this government. But this clearly just missed them.
They missed the mark on it.
They missed it. They missed it with, bureaucracy and how that works. And this is how the deep state is formed. It's how it flourishes, and it's how it runs a country, which, yes, it's running the country right now, not Joe Biden.
Yeah.
I would disagree a little bit, not on just on the way that you're looking at the power. If what you're saying is true, and I think that it is, that these people don't want to relinquish power, they'll just go and work for the next establishment majority leader. And you said his family. I mean, his family is Elaine Chao, who derives her power from being married in a lot of ways to the majority leader of the United States Senate. So she's not going to tell.
Chinese companies.
Well, whatever, yeah. But I mean, she's been a lot of things. But I mean, the reason she was probably in the Trump administration is to make Mitch happy, right? I mean, that's why. She's been in different government things. But I think that it's that whole incestual thing. And what's amazing is Mitch had them change the law in Kentucky. If you remember, Kentucky has a Democratic governor because the libertarian-leaning governor went corrupt and people didn't like him and they voted him out. So they've got a John Bell Edwards. I forget if it's John Bell Edwards, but whatever his name is, Bashir is the governor. He's a Democrat. They changed with their supermajority legislature so that it's not the governor that appoints anymore. It's the Republican Central Committee, controlled by Mitch McConnell acolytes, that would give 3 people for them to replace Mitch with. So like these people have an avenue to keep power. It's, and like you said, it is absolutely clear that they are 100% knowing what's going on. Mm-hmm. And you said they didn't take him to the doctor. I bet the doctor said, no, this is from from when he got smacked on the head, he fell down. This is probably just some sort of, maybe it's just some sort of wiring is loose thing in his head. But it's not good. And if he doesn't have the mental faculties to be the majority leader, he shouldn't be the majority leader.
Can even without him resetting like that, you can tell he can barely stand up there to deliver comments.
Which, to be fair, he's always had a problem with that because of, I believe, is like a old polio. He had polio when he was younger, and so I think he's always had trouble walking.
But beyond that,
I agree. I totally agree with you. I just didn't want people in the comments to be like, "Yeah, but." I mean, I agree with that. But it clearly is something bigger than just that that he's having problems with.